Yeah.
Hey,
There it is.
What's going on? We can't see somebody.
Hey.
We can't see him. We can't see him. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Wait
Bill,
a minute.
how are
I'm not
you?
done.
Triumphant.
I'm not done.
Oh, there's more. There's more. Oh,
Damn.
In the bin. In the bin.
In the bin.
In the bin. Well, we got our friend. We got a friend of the show. He's back, Vinny Pacifico of WWC. He's been here before. You've had a great time with him before, and he's back to promote some fun stuff, to talk pro wrestling with us, and to just have a good time and chat with us just like before, man. Vinny, how are you, my man?
Doing great. Thank you for having me. Great to be back. Been very busy traveling, wrestling. Very blessed to be doing what I'm doing, and happy to be here.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, we're
yes,
glad
indeed,
to
man.
have you here,
Thank you.
especially on a week that has been so insane in the world of pro wrestling. You know, the best thing for the past few days in WWE is to expect the unexpected, and I love it. I love it. I'm glad nobody told me about this or Io Sky, which was another huge surprise. But I'm sure, you know, Dr. Chris and Vinny, you both saw the John Cena situation. People are trying to rank it with some of the great swerves of all time. And the other two swerves, in my opinion, of course, was Hogan changing the whole world by dropping the leg on Macho Man and starting the NWO rather, and then going way back to when I first started my career, Larry Zbyszko attacking Bruno Sammartino.
I knew you were going to say that, Bill. I knew it. I knew it. I knew
I
it.
can't forget that.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say that.
I can't forget that. But the John Cena, you know, it goes by generation, I think, because a lot of the current fans there was no internet back then, and they've heard about the Hogan swerve, of course, on Randy Savage, but that's not in their mentality right now. The Cena swerve right now serves as a historical marker, in my opinion, for the current fan.
Heavily agree. Heavily agree. I think it's great how much light it's shining on pro wrestling as well. The news, everyone's covering it. It's shining such a big light on pro wrestling, I believe.
Yeah, indeed. I think I think last era's Hogan turned on this era's Hogan. That's how I take it basically.
Wait, say
Cody,
that again.
I think last era's Hogan turned on this era's Hogan. I mean,
Oh,
Cody is
okay,
being like,
yeah.
yeah, I think Cody's being like postered as like the Hogan of today, you know, with all the interviews and the long title reign and coming from behind for several years now that Cena's been that Cody's been doing, coming back as a surprise for Seth, and you know, defeating Seth, and then the bloodline stuff for 2 years, and now, you know, coming from behind now with Cody, with The Rock and Cena. Cody's being kind of pinged to be that like generation Hogan, right?
Yes, yeah.
Cena,
You know, but what happens with
and
John
Cena was that, you know, for the previous generation.
Yes. So what happens now? And this is something a lot of people aren't probably thinking of, but what happens to the Cena merchandise and stuff like that? The kids that are taking this, you know, you could tell the kids, hey, look, you know, this is a show, we're characters, but they, you know, those young kids that I talked to the next day in my neighborhood, that's it. They bought that hook, line, and sinker, and it transcended that, you know, the parents could have told them, you know, it's just an act or whatever, but you can't tell that kid that.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, that comes with kids. Kids still think pro wrestling is real, and that's the name of the game, and that's with any heel turn. You know what I mean? When Hogan turned heel, you know, he left money on the table, but a lot of heels make more money, you know, just because they're the ones that are really drawing the interest of the fan to be defeated by the hero. I mean, so, you know, so a lot of it compensates for the money that they make. And so I'm cool with it. I mean, if it's just for a time being, I'm sure we'll see Cena as a baby face by the end of all this again, and we'll have a big fun send off. And I think it'll be cool, but temporarily, I think it's worth the investment.
I think John Cena is going to win number 17 at WrestleMania, but he's not going to win it originally from Cody. Cody's going to be victorious, and The Rock is going to come in with his authority, his power, and somehow find a way to reverse the decision to PO people, fans, even more. He's going to give the belt. He's going to give the belt to John Cena, and Cena will have that belt as number 17 for maybe till SummerSlam.
Vinny, do you think that The Rock is going to reverse the decision of Cody Rhodes defeating John Cena at WrestleMania?
I could see it. I can see it, but I actually really do think that John Cena beats Cody with brass knucks, brings him back, and wins the brass knucks. That's what I think would be poetic.
Okay.
And The Rock going, what brass knucks?
Exactly.
Brass knucks makes sense because that was the word life gimmick in the beginning.
Bring it back.
So I heard that Travis Scott is compiling a song for John Cena, so that'll be
really,
yeah, it's going to go full heel mode. Travis Scott's also training to become a wrestler too, so yeah, they're going all in, man. Training to wrestle, I should say.
Travis Scott, the whole this new generation that follows pro wrestling, you know, is now getting it. I'm going to compare this with how Taylor Swift brought more audience to the NFL. Travis Scott is bringing a new dimension of fan to WWE for this. So it's good. It's very good because it's cross promotion that started off with the very first WrestleMania. So yeah,
he was getting a lot of heat though, Bill. As far as a lot of people didn't know who he was, and a lot of people was like, "Who was that?" You know, what I mean,
yeah, I didn't know who he was originally. Even though I'm a rapper, I didn't know.
I love that.
Bill, Bill Apter inspired Travis Scott. People don't know that.
Did I rap? Dr. Chris knows that I rap Barry Manilow's song.
He does, and he turns his head to the back. Here we go. There it is.
Yo, Travis
Wow.
Scott. All right.
I love that.
Oh man, you gotta love it. You gotta love it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So go ahead, Vinny. You got something for Bill?
Bill rocks the hat better than I do, I will say.
Well, I'm going to keep this look for the rest of the show.
I think it's time.
My other question now here is, okay, so John Cena won the Elimination Chamber.
Yep.
So he didn't have to turn bad. He was getting the match. But I think Cena versus Cody would have been like, it's an okay. But now they have a reason for doing this.
Builds it up so much more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't think Cena should have won, honestly.
I agree.
I think Cena should have lost. It would have made sense of it would have made more sense if Cena would have lost the chamber match, because Cena's Hollywood. Cena makes a ton of money. He's the flagship of WWE over the past 20 years. He's on this retirement tour. He's got everything and more. What is it about Cena that needs to go corporate? You know what I mean? But it would make sense of giving The Rock his soul if he wasn't able to main event WrestleMania for his last one. Now that would have made sense as far as
that makes some sense there. Yeah. That's a good point, Chris. That's a good point. I also like how Cena and The Rock are in Hollywood. Now they're together. They're like double Hollywood. It's a very, very cool dynamic.
Yeah. Oscar awards. What about?
That's a good tag team name, by the way, Vinny. Double Hollywood.
Yes, oh yeah. Double Hollywood. Well, Cody shocked me with the F-bomb. No one expected that.
Oh yeah.
It's a big cringe to me. It was
oh no, I knew it. I saw you in my head cringe at that moment.
Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah.
But I'm just saying that it led for so much more realistic drama for him to do that.
No.
And I was just the whole thing stunned. And Triple H said that maybe 3 to 5 people knew about this thing. And I talked to some of the wrestlers that were on that card, and they didn't know it. They all watched it from backstage, and they were like, "Oh my God, nobody knew it."
Yeah.
Wow, that's really awesome.
Yeah. I think that's great too, because I was told from backstage what they thought another person was, and I'll get more into that at my Pancakes and Power Sam show. But I think it was good that they kept it they kept it tight. They kept it to the vest, close to the vest. I received a ton of intel. I've been doing a lot of digging within backstage, and I received a ton of intel about the turn, and so you can catch that on Backstage Pass. That actually was up today as far as the Cena turn and things like that. So I like it. I think it's cool, man. I think the Cena turn was great. I think it's what WWE needed for this year, because there wasn't a lot of spark coming into WrestleMania. It was just kind of like, Cody's there waiting for his winner. Okay,
when was it going to happen already?
Yeah, exactly. It was less than 2 months late. It was less than 2 months to go, and it was just like, give us something. Give us a little spice going into WrestleMania. And we got more than a little spice.
More than a little spice. More than a little spice. We had a whole.
Yes, indeed.
We had the death level Taco Bell sauce.
Why? I loved the Jade Cargill surprise as well, but there's something I don't like here. When there's going to be a sneak attack or somebody running in, why play their theme music? Number one.
That's a good point.
Yeah, number two, she had her wrestling gear on. So didn't Naomi see her backstage maybe? But it looked like a shoot to me. It was so stiff what Jade and Naomi went through there. I was like, oh my God, this is like real. It was so good. You couldn't not believe it.
Yeah, I think, Bill, it's interesting, because I think you made some good points there as far as Jade Cargill. It was a little bit too telegraphed to me because when she came in, she had to take like almost a half a dozen steps just to get to Naomi. You know what I mean? And so I wish that I think of those nuances a lot, being, a psychology guy. And so, like, to me, I wish that Liv and Naomi were closer. I wish they were closer together. And Jade's going for Liv, and Liv backs up, and she just clobbers deliberately Naomi, and then does the attack there. I think it does lead to some interesting points, because Bill, I don't know if you saw the vignette or the video of her saying it was very heelish. She cut a video afterwards talking about how she's tired of da da da, and dressed in black and things like that. So Jade is a heel, man. We'll see, because it didn't really work too much in AEW because people were cheering her. So we'll see where that's going to go within AEW. What did you recall Jade Cargill's AEW run being, Vinny, watching during that time there?
I thought she was awesome. She's different. So it's something that fans really she's different, right? She's got a great look. She's phenomenal. And coming in out of nowhere being that good, it's just hard to boo, right? So I think this is definitely she's a star. That's point blank. Jade Cargill's a star. So and then you can't deny it.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to go back for a moment about the entrance music. The other time that it bothered me was when Randy Orton, like Kevin Owens, is standing in the ring stunned, and then you hear, "I hear voices in my head," and why didn't he just run out? No music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's old school, but then the guy doesn't know he's coming out, so he can't run out of the ring.
Bill Apter's hitting home runs tonight, buddy.
Tons of them.
Yeah, you see Bill Apter and I usually do like a point counterpoint type of deal, because he'll just he'll say certain things, and I'm like, I don't agree, but yeah, man, I think.
Well, we got a referee. We got a referee.
Yeah, Vinny's the referee. Yeah, I think that's another home run, man. I agree. I think I wish it was more of the shock factor with Orton, because it makes more sense. He has the most impact, just he has the most just sudden finishing move with the RKO. It would have made perfect sense if he's hiding under the ropes, and all of a sudden Kevin Owens attacks Sami Zayn, he celebrates, lights go off. That's building the suspense, because fans now are like, oh, that must be Orton. And then all of a sudden, lights come back on, Kevin Owens turns around, boom, RKO. Right. And that's when we get the I hear voices in my head. I think that was a better way of doing it, because you don't want to draw it out. And then there was a little bit of competition between the two with Orton and KO. I don't think you needed that. I just think you just needed a sudden RKO, boom. And that leads us over to the next SmackDown to see how Kevin Owens responds to it. So Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens, Vinny. What do you think? WrestleMania. You think that's going to be a pretty good match?
I think it's going to be phenomenal. I'll be honest. I think Randy Orton is like top 2 in the company in terms of wrestling. Literally, I love watching him. I love studying him. I think hands down, he's one of the best in the world. Face and heel, right? I think he can do both, and that makes him so versatile and valuable to a company. Cut a promo, looks the part. Everything about Randy Orton is what I aspire to be.
Very nice.
And I would like to see, even though it might be a non-popular opinion, I would like to see heel Cena versus face Orton on the way out.
Oh, that would be great. I was very impressed, by the way, on Monday Night Raw with Pipe Bomb number 2 from CM Punk.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he did a good job. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And there's a million run-ins and pull-aparts and all that, but that one was a 10 out of a 1 to 10. That was a 10. I was standing on my living room going, "Let them fight. Let them."
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. I think it was fantastic. I think that was, to me, that segment was the best part of Raw. I like the fact that it's not, scripted promos anymore. I do like that because it really gives a CM Punk an opportunity to really cook.
Yeah.
And I think that that's one of the things that could clash so much with Vince McMahon and CM Punk. Those people who are really good promos, and for those who want to have something on the screen, be sure to send your super chat and we'll bring it up. Yeah, I mean, for someone who's such a good promo guy like a CM Punk, basically saying scripted, it's like, no, like you're messing up my creative juices here. Like now I got to remember, like, okay, what was bullet number 3? I got to mention, like, no, it's just messes up people's creative juices. And I like the fact that the promos aren't scripted anymore because it really gives opportunities, for people to really start cooking and really start developing and building their skill.
That's back to the old school where they were given ideas of what to say. They weren't. I was back there, for years, where just hit on this point, that point, go.
It's organic. It's organic. People feel it. There's emotion behind it.
Yeah, absolutely. How'd you learn to continue to master your promo, Vinny?
Doing them over and over again, nonstop, every single. Also, thinking about your character, how it is in certain moments. How would Vinny Pacifico be if this happened? How would I be if that happened? You have to be able to cut a promo in every single situation that you're in. Happy, sad, angry, in peril. So many different ways of doing it. And that's how you master it, I believe. And you just go nonstop in front of the mirror with your friend, with an opponent, just making scenarios happen. And that in repetition, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something I've never told anybody about this. When little Dwayne Johnson was about 12 or 13 years old, and I went to visit him at his mother and father's house in Florida, we stood for an hour or so doing wrestling impressions in front of the mirror and cutting promos. He and I would do Dusties. He and I would do Snookers. I never told anybody that.
That's so cool. That's so special.
That's great. Yeah.
So go ahead, Dr. Chris.
Real quick with the promo, Vinny. That's the reason why I really loved watching NWA as a kid. I was a huge NWA mark, even a lot of times more than WWE. My all-time favorite wrestler, of course, everybody knows is Sting.
Yeah.
And he was an NWA guy. I mean, I loved the studio audience, old school NWA. Your ring's about 10 steps away from the podium. You had Bob Cottle back there or Tony Schiavone back there, basically just alley-ooping people to cut promos. And I remember just the emotion that the promos had in NWA. Arn Anderson.
It's different.
To me, Arn Anderson is one of the most underrated promo guys in the history of pro wrestling. I think he was and still is a phenomenal promo guy. I remember Arn Anderson just cutting a shoot promo.
You have to listen.
Yeah, exactly. You were just engaged. You were so sucked in. He didn't have a lot of influx, but he had a presence. He had a commanding presence to him that made you want to listen. He was more of a storytelling promo guy. And another storytelling promo guy I loved was Hawk, like from the Road Warriors. Animal would cut a promo, and all of a sudden he'd be like, "Tell him, Hawk," and Hawk was like, "Well,
you don't care."
I went to the bar last week, and one person looked at me, and that person is now in the morgue. I mean, like he'll just say something just really random that gets you really sucked in, man. I love that type of promo work.
You're great. So just going back to WWE, I thought the women's Elimination Chamber match was best. It was really, really good. The top women are really excelling in the ring. My surprise is on Monday Night Raw, where I went to get my sparkling ice from the refrigerator, and I came back and Io Sky was coming off the top, and what? Why? Why did they switch to see Io and Bianca? To me, they're both great performers, but it's not a headline match. Does Rhea get inserted into that match at WrestleMania? Why did they take the title off of Rhea to begin with?
Because they wanted to find a way to insert Io Sky in. I think it was a triple threat idea for a while, and they just wanted a way to insert Io. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that there's a colossal match between Rhea and Bianca, but WWE loves Io Sky, man. So the logic to I said this on Vince and I's show, man. The logic isn't logicking when it comes to that. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like you lose your qualification match to get to the chamber, but all of a sudden you jump the line to go against Rhea for the title after the chamber. But the whole part of the chamber was to people to basically risk life and limb to get to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But you just jumped the line and beat Rhea to go to WrestleMania without having to be in the chamber.
And yet she goes out of the ring. Rhea goes out of the ring and pushes Bianca.
Yeah, goes heel. Yeah, it gets heelish. I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't make much sense to me. Just you don't want to turn Rhea heel whatsoever. I mean, I think any glimpse of heel just would be counterproductive because Rhea's just red hot, one of the most popular, women's talents in all of WWE, all of pro wrestling, really. Yeah. And so you have her go heelish or have a heel moment just because Bianca was cheering Io Sky to get back in the ring.
Made no sense to me.
Yeah. Didn't make much sense to me. So what else you got, Bill Apter? Bringing out all the wonderful
the Revolution, AEW Revolution's coming up this coming Sunday. Yep. Main event is can Cope with John Moxley and win the title.
Yeah.
I think they should put the belt on Adam Copeland now, because John Moxley, to me, he's a street fighter type of guy, but he doesn't look like that world champion. I think Cope, even though he's a veteran and all that, would be a better world champion model for AEW.
Yeah. What do you think, Vinny?
I like them both, but I think Adam definitely would be a nice fresh air, you know what I mean, for a new champion. And I think the status of his career and how amazing his career was just legendary. I think having that championship moment would be really special.
Yeah. I think this match is, I've been a heel all weekend, man. I might as well stay a heel. I think that this match encompasses what's wrong about AEW, honestly. I don't, because it's just the building of new stars. I just want I want to see more of that. I want to see, I don't want to see, two established former WWE champions, come to AEW and main event an AEW show for their championship. I just really wish that it would be more of, if you use that former WWE rub or that WWE Hall of Famer rub and Cope, cool. I'm cool with that. Use the rub, to go and have a feud with someone who they want to establish as an AEW star. I think someone like a Powerhouse Hobbs is a great to
definitely
to have that AEW rub from a WWE guy.
That's a great idea.
I just
I think I know what they're thinking.
WWE rub more.
If they put the belt on Cope, who's his number one challenger?
Christian Cage, and that's the thing.
Yeah. And there are people that still want to see that.
Yeah, another WWE guy, though. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I just wish that you would use that for a rub. And, hey, Cope he's a great heel. You know what I mean? Like, I would, go have him win, have him turn heel, have Cope versus Powerhouse Hobbs. I think that'll be a good way to utilize someone like a Hobbs.
Looks great.
Yeah.
Absolutely looks
I mean,
great.
you missed out on Wardlow, you know what I mean? And you had an opportunity to use Ricky Starks as, and push him. You're getting Tony Fumbled chance on NXT now because of Ricky Starks, already looking really big. So, yeah, I just wish that AEW has so much potential, man. They've got some really, really good names in AEW.
Maybe Adam Copeland should
be using AEW stars. Though.
Maybe AEW should consider Adam Copeland to be the dressing room leader like The Undertaker was in WWE, because he's done it all. He's seen it all, and he's done it all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. From what you know in AEW, Vinny, who's like an AEW guy, who's kind of like a homegrown AEW talent that you would want to be a main eventer and eventually win the championship sooner than later?
Wow. Homegrown. Daniel Garcia.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I think he works very hard. I think he deserves a shot like that.
Wonderful dance, by the way.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Anthony Bowens.
But not better than Prince Nana.
Oh, Bowens. Okay. Bowens.
Anthony Bowens is amazing. I love him. Okay. Great guy.
I have a Puerto Rico question to ask you.
Shoot.
So when I used to go down and shoot the matches, you said shoot, against Carlos Colon, against Abdul, the fans were the craziest fans I had ever seen.
Oh my gosh, yes.
What would have happened if the John Cena turn would have happened in a ring in Puerto Rico?
Bill Apter, good
the
question.
Guardrail. They would jump the guardrail.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good
so
question.
The fan base has not changed there.
It's special. It really is. WWC and the Puerto Rican wrestling scene is territory. It's the passion, you feel it in the ring. When you're in the ring when you're in the ring and around that ambiance, it's an aura that you can't even describe, and it's infectious.
The fans are old school fans that way. Even the younger ones, they just believe what's in there, don't they? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Brody and Abdullah, back in the old school WWC days, man, where it was like real, and people went
the Wild West.
Yeah, it was wild. Yeah. Dutch, old Dutch Mantel back there back in the day, man. Yeah, what a good, awesome, rich legacy that comes with the WWC. Speaking of WWC, let the listeners know what upcoming events you got. Vinny?
Where do I begin? Right? Upcoming, I'm in Seattle, Washington, CCW in Florida. You got VIP tech. So much lately has been Excite Wrestling in New York. There's just so much that I'm doing right now in terms of like independent wrestling and just traveling and filming movies. WWC also, that they're amazing to work for, and I always love working for them. But like my schedule has been so crazy in terms of like filming movies and then jumping from that to do wrestling and then from that to do, you know what I mean? So it's just been so much opportunity out there, and I'm so blessed to be in the opportunity to be in the spot that I'm in with movies and stuff like that.
Wait a minute, movies? I know two guys that are in WWE who are in the movies. Maybe.
I'm not saying it.
Okay.
But yeah, no, so I'm very, very awesome. I got this amazing DOA, Oregon, amazing company. San Jose, UGWA, amazing company. There's so much good indie wrestling out there. And, I love it. I try getting back from touring Europe and coming back and being able to implement that in my style has been such a really cool thing for me.
Great.
So
Yeah. And you can follow him at Vinny Pacifico 1 right underneath his name on the socials as far as upcoming dates, man. Bill Apter, you got anything for the road?
March 15th.
Ooh.
Mac Davis and Teddy Long, who will be inducted as a legend in the SICW St. Louis Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Mac and Teddy and I will be there with a whole bunch of legends. And also, that's in May, actually, May 16th, 17th. March 15th, I will be in Pittsburgh for a Bruno Forever, a celebration of Bruno Sammartino in
Wow.
Pittsburgh. And I will be interviewing Stan Hansen, the man who broke Bruno's neck. So if you're in, go to Bruno Forever on Google, and you can find out there's already they've sold hundreds of tickets. There'll be a show that night too, and I will be hosting the entire thing. Corey Graves
Wow.
will be there as well. His father is promoting this event.
I love it. Wow. Very awesome.
And be sure to follow me at Chris Prolific. I am about to head over to Pancakes and Power Slams, where I'm going to talk about the psychology of spoilers. Like, why do people want to know the outcomes and results of matches and things like that?
That's good.
Wait a minute. Spoiler with Don Hardin.
Say that again.
I'm sorry. I got it mixed up. I thought you meant the spoilers. The tag team.
No, not the
Okay.
Bill Apter, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm here at night. Thank you.
So I'm going to talk about the psychology of spoilers. Why do people want to know match results? And just it's going to be a really, really fun show. And so be sure to go over there. Of course, type in Pancakes and Power Slams on YouTube, and class is going to be a lot of fun. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we got Bill Apter. We got Vinny Pacifico. I am Dr. Chris. This is Unscripted. Have a good night, everybody.
See you at
Good
the
night.
night.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're a pleasure to have you here. This one.